No one is a Harry Potter fan? Have you at least seen the movies? Anybody? Hello? Okay, so those of you that have seen the movies, there's those little goblin things, right? I don't know. He's from Britain or Australia or something. He's from another country. Okay, there's those little goblin things that run the bank, right? And the bank is full of these secure places for people to put stuff. Those are safe deposit boxes. Okay, so safe deposit boxes, okay, are a metal secured box in the bank vault that only you can access with a manager. You rent them to store important, spelled important, documents and valuables that you do not want to keep in your home. Okay. So, important documents. Kind of important documents could there be? What kind of documents do people consider are important and have to be kept safe? Could be birth certificates. There's a really, really big important one though. Birth certificates, you can get copies of them. What's a really important? A will, yes. And also deed or deeds to property. Okay, so once you've paid off a loan, you legally own that property and they give you a like ownership certificate. Think of it that way, an ownership certificate. That's what a deed is. It proves you own that property. It's the physical. For those who have cars, you know that there's that pink slip that shows you own the car. Well, the deed to the property is legal proof that you own the property. Okay, now what could, and it's small valuables, by the way. What small valuables might you not want to keep in your home? You want to keep them safe. What could some small valuable physical things, property, would you maybe want to have locked up in a bank vault? What kind of things would that maybe be? Yeah, not just any jewelry though. Family, heirloom jewelry. You know, that's the stuff that's worth a lot of money. Okay. What else might we want to put? Small physical thing we might want to put in a safe deposit box to keep it safe. What about stamp collections or coin collections? Okay, valuable collectibles you don't want to keep in your home, so they are protected from fire or theft. Okay, so it's stuff that's not the normal everyday things that you know you can replace. It's no big deal. Okay, yeah, my husband bought me this ring, right? But he bought it for me during our marriage. So that means it's recent. That means I could probably get something similar. It's got sentimental value, but it's not like great grandma's diamond earrings or great grandfather's wedding ring. Those are heirloom jewelry because they've been passed down from generation. Okay, and then there's some of these collections that are very valuable, and if they were to be lost or stolen, it wouldn't be so good either. Okay. So these are the kind of things you would put in a safe deposit box. And if you saw the Harry Potter movies, you know that that evil Bellatrix had put some stuff in her safe deposit box to keep it safe. So that was just the life connection. Okay, another thing a bank will do for you is called a cashier's check. Okay, cashier's check is, it's not one you write off your bank account, sort of. You guys practiced, if you did the extra credit, how to write a check. Safe deposit boxes are inside the bank vault, and bank vaults are designed to be practically impervious. Practically, because I mean, we've all seen the movies where the bank robbers break into the bank. But they are insured if something happens. Now, if you lose your grandmother's diamond earrings or something, you can't replace the sentimental part of that, but you would be reimbursed for the financial part of that. You know. All right. So cashier's checks. They are checks written at the bank for a specific person with funds coming out of your account right away. Okay, so there are times when you need to pay someone, but they want to make sure that that check is a good and valid check, that you haven't overextended. Remember, we talked that just because your ATM says you might have money in your bank doesn't mean you do if you wrote a check. Okay, so they want to be sure the money is valid. So you go to the bank and you get a cashier's check. What happens is the bank automatically takes the money right away. So they know 100% that that check is going to be good no matter what. Okay. Usually for really large purchases, where the money must be guaranteed. Let me take this word, it always looks wrong. Like the down payment on a house. And a personal check isn't accepted. Okay. So there are certain things in our life that they want to be sure you really do have the money. That's what the cashier's check is for. There are also times when you want to sometimes do a cashier's check when you have to send a large amount of money to someone and you want to be sure they actually get the money. Because you never send cash through the mail. Never. All right. And a cashier's check, they can take it anywhere and they'll go ahead and give them the money for it, and they usually don't charge fees for it. Now, you get charged a fee by creating it, but they don't get a charged a fee for cashing it. Okay, another thing they have is called a money order. It works like the cashier's check, with money right out of your account. Mostly used by people who don't have a checking account, or have written too many overdraft checks. So companies won't take their checks anymore. Okay, so this is what happens. Okay, if you write a check, sometimes it's an honest mistake. Like you were getting paid and you thought the check would take enough time to be cashed that your paycheck would come in. Not the best choice, but it has happened. Life happens like that. You wrote the check, you expected it to take 2 or 3 days before it finally hit your account, knowing your paycheck was coming. However, it hit sooner than you planned and there wasn't enough money in your account. That's called overdraft. Now, companies will once in a while be okay with that, but they're going to charge you a hefty fee, usually 25 bucks. So you definitely don't want to have that happen when you've only written a check for like $3. That's not a good plan. But if you're not managing your money well and you continually write checks that don't clear for the other company, they will put you on a "we don't accept your checks anymore" list. Sometimes I've seen where you go to a business, and you might have seen when you go to a business and there's a check pinned to the wall behind the cashier and it's got a big "no" written on it or something. Those are people that company will not take checks from them anymore. They have proven untrustworthy in keeping accounting, or they're just flat out cheating and trying to, get money when it's not really theirs. All right. So either case, they've gone ahead and written too many bad checks. So companies have put them on the no list. Or there are people out there that do not like to have a checking account. They do not feel comfortable with it. They don't like having the bank have any of their money. So they live mostly in cash. They go to the bank, they cash the check, they have the cash, they use the cash to pay bills. However, there are some bills that you have to mail places. You do not mail cash. So that's when they get a money order. Okay. So it could be either or. Not having a checking account is a personal choice. And there are people out there, for whatever reason, take that personal choice not to have a checking account. Okay. Next kind is called traveler's checks. Traveler's checks. These are checks to use in foreign countries. When traveling. I did not spell that right. That have no specific person they are paying until you write it in. They act and should be treated the same as cash. If you lose it, it's gone. Protect it. Okay, but again, the money for these is taken right away out of your bank account. Okay, because sometimes you don't want to carry cash, a whole bunch of cash when you're traveling, because that makes you unsafe. There are people that will rob you, right? So some people go ahead and get part of their money they're going to spend when they're in a foreign country in traveler's checks and some in cash. All countries accept traveler's checks because they know the money's guaranteed, just like a cashier's check is guaranteed, just like a money order is guaranteed. Okay, but they're not made out to a specific person. Okay, they're not made out to a specific person. Cashier's check, you know exactly who it's being made out to. Okay, traveler's check kind of look like almost monopoly money. They come in like 20s and 30s and stuff, 20s and 50s, and they look kind of like money and a check blended. So in order to use it, it's like a $20 certificate. You have to fill the person's name in and give it to them as if it's cash. It's kind of a weird thing. Nowadays, it's just easier to use your credit card because Visa and MasterCard are accepted everywhere in the world. Okay, bank draft. Oops. Okay, bank draft is an authorized electronic payment. Okay. So when you go on to your credit card's website and you fill in on their website to pay them, they have a bank draft now from you that they transmit electronically to your bank to get the money. It's a check that's completely electronic, basically. When you set up online bills, you are paying with bank drafts. Okay. ATM cards that do not have Visa or MasterCard. Oops. Visa or MasterCard on them. Are considered bank drafts when you use them. Okay. So when you swipe your ATM card that doesn't have Visa or MasterCard on it, just the basic, what the machine is doing is creating a bank draft for the company. Electronic funds transfers. No, funds, not funds. Sometimes they're called EFT. They're EFTs. So like sometimes you'll go past like a liquor store or something and it says we accept EFT, this big sign. That's what these are. Electronic funds transfer is how you use the type of ATM card that has no Visa or MasterCard logo. It's an electronic transfer, funds transfer is what it's doing. So it's a bank draft. Okay, last one. Yay. Online banking. I can spell. Online banking. You can, allows you to get account balance, pay bills, transfer money between accounts, make deposits, electronically, using their website, or I'm almost done. I have like a half a sentence left. Thanks for letting me know though. Or their website or app. Okay. And that became really huge, the being able to deposit, taking a picture with your phone. It had just started to gain popularity, and then COVID. Everything's and then COVID. So now that's a much bigger thing. And you have the ability to do it through their website and through their app now. Okay, so there's our other banking services. Please save and turn in so we could talk about our project. Make sure you hit save and then turn in. Did our project post out there? Okay, good. Let me get it open. I'm gonna stop saving, stop recording.